Buenas tardes, ¿cómo estamos?
¿Cómo están, Geekrican? Esto está prendido, yo no oigo a nadie afuera. ¿Cómo están? ¿Han pasado bien? Bueno, mi nombre es Pete del Valle, conmigo está Watcher, somos los dos de los anfitriones de Geekrican Pod, el podcast oficial de Puerto Rico Comic Con. Y hoy nos toca, yo no sé cómo tú te sientes, Watcher.
Un poco ansioso, porque intento que más yo soy tu emotional support human en esta tarde de hoy. Me calmo que todos nosotros, Pete también es súper fan de lo que obviamente trabaja lo que es Sandman, así que si como Pete y yo tienen una pregunta bien pendiente, van a tener la oportunidad de ir a donde está la casa para que en el medio, para que hagan también su pregunta. Así que desde ahora, pedir pensando de que van a tener la oportunidad.
Yo estoy bien emocionado, yo descubrí Sandman y Game Man en la universidad cuando era prepa, y ahora como profesor universitario enseño Sandman en la universidad. Aquí debe haber uno de mis estudiantes, si hay uno que grita por ahí.
Si grita le da puntos de bono en el examen.
Hay varios que vienen aquí simplemente de la Tom, porque el semestre pasado vimos a Tom en Sandman, así que estamos súper confiados de tenerlo aquí. Mira, digo hola, David. ¿Estamos listos? Ok, gente, quiero que reciban con el mejor aplauso y los mejores gritos que puedan a Tom Sturridge. Tom, come on stage. Welcome to Puerto Rico, Tom. We are so excited and honored that you're here with us today. How do you like Puerto Rico so far? You were about last time, right?
Right in the dark.
And you came from London, right?
Yeah.
So you must be exhausted.
So first of all, thank you for being here in Puerto Rico. You're a huge fan, so I'm ready to talk to you, but first just to create a little banter. Okay, I know that Pete, such am I, I'm huge Sandman fans, but a little months ago, you did a romantic comedy that I personally love. It's called Waiting for Forever. You're like a magician and
I think you might be the only person who ever saw that, bro.
He is the only one that has ever seen that movie.
I'm a hopeless romantic, so those were like my Red Box Day, and you went ahead and read it. I just did it with Rachel Bilson. So that was amazing. And me, for example, that like those romantic comedies as well. Really love that performance of yours, so it was amazing.
Thank you very much.
Is it like different to do like those comedy roles compared to more serious roles like as James Sandman?
No, in the sense that I think you're just always trying to tell the truth. So whether it's funny or serious, it's just the truth.
Great.
Tom, Dream is such an iconic role, right? He's written very specifically, even his voice in the comic, how did you approach that role?
I mean, first and foremost, I'm a spectacular fan of Sandman.
Yes.
So, to be honest, I was terrified.
I can imagine, yeah.
But the casting process was so long, it took about 8 months, that I had enough time, to spend within the literature itself, just read it over and over again and consume it, and for it to sort of get inside my blood. And then what was beautiful about this experience was that we were guided the whole way by Neil.
Yes.
And he wasn't just the writer of the comics, he wrote the scripts, he was a producer, he was present the entire time, and so he was the guiding light. If ever there was a concern or a question, I would just go to him.
Is Neil as amazing as we all know he is?
Unfortunately, he is. He's an extraordinary man and a spectacular storyteller.
Yeah, and he reads so much, and he has these worlds in his head that's just amazing.
And it's a gift to be able to live inside them.
Did he influence your interpretation of Dream as you created the character?
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, you know, it's a very strange thing doing an adaptation of a comic book because we're so familiar with the images, and so we feel like we know Dream, but at the same time, he's never moved. Never heard his voice. And so, yeah, it was frightening to kind of realize that.
Technical difficulties, sorry. And like I said, his voice is special in the comic. So, and I have no idea how you did it, but your voice in the show is the voice I had in my head. So,
well, I mean, that was all just following Neil's advice. He described the voice as the voice that guides you to sleep, like the person that will seduce you into your own dreams.
Talking about voice, in your preparation, were you able to listen to James McAvoy's interpretation as being in the Audible series?
I think it came out after we started, so I didn't. Okay. But I mean, I've heard that amazing.
So, en confianza, si tienen preguntas, en confianza pueden ir para usted. Esto también es para ustedes. Si tienen una pregunta, en confianza pueden parar, que les está debajo del micrófono, para que lo pueda ver así.
So you said that you mentioned you're a fan of Sandman.
Yeah.
What other fandom do you have?
In the kind of graphic novel world?
Whichever you would like to share.
I mean, I love books. I mean, reading is the most important thing to me. So I think my background is literature.
As a literature professor, I am so pleased by that. How have you dealt with being Dream? I mean, that role is so iconic, and now and forever you'll be associated with that role.
I mean, it's amazing. It's such a privilege. But again, because it's something that I care about so much, that I'm just so proud.
That's amazing. Now, do you dream? What do you dream about? Do you have a dream you'd like to share?
I'm not sure about people.
So, I think we should open this for questions for the public. Go ahead. No hay micrófono ahí.
Hey.
I'm waiting to say like today, but I'm like, you are hard to find because we all know you don't have social media. So I wanted to ask a personal question.
Okay.
What's your favorite flower?
What's my favorite flower?
Yeah. So many.
I think maybe a peony.
A what?
Peony?
Thank you. You're really talented.
Thank you very much.
Alright. Well, it's been so long since I saw you in Gulliver's Travels as a little kid with Ted Danson. So here's my question. You played a character named Paul in the movie The Boat That Walked, aka Pirate Radio. Do you have any fond memories of filming that movie directed by Richard Curtis with Bill Nye, Chris O'Dowd, Nick Frost, and autism, and the great Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Yeah, it was a glorious experience. We filmed it over sort of 3 months in the summer, and I think more than anything, having the opportunity to work with Phil was just a spectacular honor. He was, and is, you know, one of my, if not favorite actor of all time.
And what was it like keeping your character's straight face next to the wild bunch of DJs in that boat?
I mean, they were just some of the best comedians in the world, and it was just a joy to just laugh all day.
Yeah, and the songs were greatly edited. And you know, that was the only movie I saw in the London theater.
Really?
In the London cinema. And I could notice what did they cut when it was released on the US.
Was it different in the US?
Yes, they replaced the reprise of "Girl, I Want to Be With You" with. Wait, no, they replaced "Let's Dance" in the credits with a reprise with the Kinks songs at the beginning. Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Lovely to meet you. That's it.
Hi, I wanted to ask, what was your favorite episode to film while forming a part of the Sandman?
Oh, wow, that's difficult. I loved working with Gwendolyn, who plays Lucy.
Yes.
And I loved just exploring her universe and like the way that they realised how it was kind of terrifying and more inspiring to go to work every day. And then I love episode 6 with my sister.
It's my favorite episode.
I think that's my favorite episode. It was just, yeah, it was a joy to make.
Thank you so much.
And it's one of the most famous issues of the comic.
Yeah, no, and it was kind of daunting to approach it, but actually, because it's so perfect in the comic, it was kind of almost easy just to follow the rules that have been laid down already.
And you guys have such a great chemistry on screen. That was amazing. I just loved it.
Great, yeah.
Well, also one of the most powerful episodes was the one of 24/7.
Yeah.
So that being so intense and with all the violence, how do you guys handle that?
Well, I mean, that's what I love about Sandman, just the comics and our show, is that every episode sort of felt like a unique film in itself. They all had different energies, and for example, that's the only episode I won't let my daughter watch.
I'll think except that one, just in case.
And that's the magic of Brothers and Doctors. Neil was experimenting with styles, so there's different styles with each issue.
Absolutely, and you can feel him kind of being formative, nascent. And that's what's exciting about season 2. It's much more. It's the aesthetic and the ambition is more established.
And season is season 2, right?
Hello.
I will die.
Hi, my name is Genesis. Since the episode was brought up, I just want to say thank you, and by extension, Neil Gaiman and Kirby, specifically for the Sound of Her Wings. The character of Death means a lot to a lot of people, especially those of us who have been through losses of a loved one. And that episode and that character and those stories are a huge comfort to us. So I just wanted to thank you for that. It really is incredible and it meant a lot.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask, what character dynamic from season 1 are you most excited or would you most want to keep exploring in season 2?
I think the family of the Endless.
Yes.
I think it's what's most exciting about season 2 is getting all of us together for the first time and exploring that.
So happy family dinner.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's it.
That scene with you and Desire, it's one of my favorite scenes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was the only scene we did together actually in season 1, but yeah, there's a lot more to come in season 2.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Pablo. I'm a big fan of the show we've been here. My question is, Sandman, at least in the comics, is supposed to take place on DC universe, where it's not that much connected, but heroes like Batman, Superman are technically part of that universe.
Yeah.
Now the show kind of takes a little bit away from them. It has some elements, but it kind of takes away. And people might not know a little bit of Sandman, since when they think of DC, they usually think of the big names.
Yeah.
What does it feel now that with the show you expanded this show, the characters, even the comic book, to a broad audience that usually doesn't read comics?
I think it's really exciting. I mean, I think the most important thing about the show is hopefully to make people read the books, because the books are some of the most important for me pieces of literature, of the last 40 years. And so if it brings people to them, then that's wonderful.
Thank you, and can't wait for season 2.
Are you dressed for John Constantine?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So one of my favorite things, I told you that I teach season lists in my college class. And one of my favorite things is when my students tell me at the end of the semester, I want to read more. And they become huge fans of Neil Gaiman, and they read the whole Sandman. And I actually once tweeted Neil, like this happened to me. A student told me he wants to buy all the books, this made my day. And he tweeted back, this made my day too. And you know, I just died.
Very sweet.
Hey, my name is Michael, and I'm a huge fan of the show, and I adore you as the protagonist because you made excellent dream. So for me, that was like amazing. And I have one question that since the show, it got popular and that, there's a photo circulating you with Andrew Garfield and Robert Pattinson, and I wanted to know if you have any future plans to work with them.
There's something about never working with your friends. So no.
Yeah, I wanted to know about that, and also since James Gunn now is like the director, the headman of DC, I wanted to know if you ever talk about making Sandman like part of the DC universe, since Sandman is super great for me, and I'm interested in seeing it on the DC universe because Swamp Thing is coming now to the DC universe, and I would like a cameo of you as a Green.
I would like that too.
How's that been seeing your friends achieve some amazing things right by your side? In a personal way, how does that make you feel seeing your partners?
Just incredibly proud. Look, it's magnificent. There's nothing better than your friends doing spectacular work.
Si vos sabías que ellos eran roommates en un tiempo, y ustedes se encontraron,
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Christian. It's a pleasure, and I really think you were amazing in the Sandman. I loved it.
Thank you so much.
And now, my question was that you already said your favorite episode in the TV show, but in the comic, my favorite part always was the oldest game when Dream plays that. And I wanted to know if in the comic you also had maybe a certain story or panel that you really wanted to make.
One of my favorite stories, actually, Dream isn't in very much. It's called The World's End, where this couple have a car accident and they find shelter in a pub, basically. And basically, for me, Sandman is a story about storytelling. And I think that particular, they go to this pub and they listen to the stories of these fantastical characters. And I think it's the perfect kind of microcosm of what Sandman is as a whole, which is just kind of extraordinary interweaving of different stories.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Hi, my name is Simon. I'm terrified of speaking to you.
Don't worry, I'm terrified of speaking as well.
We are all terrified, don't worry about it.
I was wondering, I had a couple other questions, but people might come first. So I kind of have to default to backtrack a couple. I just wanted to know, since I enjoy the show so much and I've been getting into reading like comic books and manga a little bit more than before on the books, if you had any reading recommendations for Sandman specifically, since Neil Gaiman did help with the show.
As in other comic books to read?
Whatever you got, man.
I mean,
you seem to be a man of good taste.
I'm a really big fan of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yes.
Don't watch the movie.
Weirdly, the movie is, like, I feel like it's sort of becoming like a cult.
There's something for everybody.
But I mean, they've got to make that. Someone's got to do that soon.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess a TV series would probably be better than a movie.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, we're gonna get on that.
Same thing with Sandman. I mean, they tried to make a movie for so long, and then they did the TV show. And I think doing a TV show. cutting a movie would have been a disservice to the material.
Absolutely. Just because it would have been too small.
Yeah.
I mean, the point of it is that it's thousands of different stories, and if you just picked one, then it wouldn't be Sandman.
Yeah.
Gracias.
Nice
Dream of us.
Hey Tom, thank you so much for coming to Puerto Rico.
Of course.
So I have two questions, if that's okay. First one being, the Sandman, when I read it, one of the things that really stood out was the design. Specifically costume design, and I think the series did a great job with the costume design. From, the tarp that you wear when Magus, captures you, to the transitions from different eras to different outfits. So I do want to mention, so there's 4 outfits that are like outlined. One is 1389. You have like really long hair, you kind of look like Bowie. There's 1489. You have maybe like some sort of bowl cut. These are my favorites, but still pretty cool. 1589, short hair, slick back, leather attire, real badass, real good looking. You did great there. And then there's 1689, where you got the long hair, you have the very fancy attire. So out of those 4, I want to know which one is your favorite, and was it fun filming them? From the makeup to the hairstyles to the...
It was really fun trying to find a way to kind of, to obviously be different in terms of eras, but to stay true to Dream. And I think my favorite actually probably was 1589, which is the Elizabethan, where he's kind of, it's sort of like
1589, you look like a vampire, dude. Like, everyone right here, if you guys want to see it. Great. Actually, my favorite one too. All right, so second question. So cliffhanger, right? Season 1 ends with Lucifer speaking to Azazel, right? One of the princes of hell and whatnot. So can you tell us anything about where season 2 is going? One of my favorite parts of the whole series is when Lucifer talks to Morpheus and he's like, hey bro, I'm done with this. Like, here you go, I'm leaving hell, here you go. So I think that is going to be such a pivotal moment in the series, and maybe you could shine a light on that for season 2.
I mean, I
trust.
Always a secrecy about season 2, but I will tell you that Lucifer certainly is prominent.
All right, one more thing, if you have a minute, I want to show you something. I'll show you something later, because so I bought the original 1989 comic. It was like $500, but I want you to sign it. You are the first incarnation of the actor in live action, and I think this is going to go for a lot of money in the future. Okay, so your signature right here. Original version, 1989. So first cover too.
Wow.
Yeah. One of the pages says that U2 is the band of the year, so that's sort of how old it is. It's like U2. I don't know about that, but thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna take a second here. I'm gonna introduce her. Her name is Daniela. She's one of my students.
No pressure.
Do well. Extra points. Go ahead.
No, like, you talk about comic book recommendations later, but I wanted to know if you have any just book recommendations for us.
I mean, where do you start? Right now, I'm reading, embarrassingly, for the first time in my life, Middlemarch. George Eliot.
Yeah.
Which...
But that's not a light read.
It's not a light read. And it's one that you kind of, I don't know, I certainly instinctively have avoided for a long time.
Yeah.
I am so profoundly in love with it. It's one of the most kind of extraordinary expressions of humanity. So, middle bunch.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Robert. Sorry, first Q&A, and first time being son of your color. But just want to say, Sandman was fantastic.
Thank you.
And I originally had a question, but one of them beat me to it. But I had to go improvise, but here's a question I have in mind.
Okay.
Which director and actor you would dream to work with on set or behind the scenes during filming and so forth?
I mean, there are so many. I think I would love to work with Paul Thomas Anderson. Is probably my favorite American director. Actor, Kate Blanchett.
I'm sorry?
Kate Blanchett.
No, I wouldn't think it. No, you have to punch her in Tar.
I know, I just saw Tar as well. Amazing.
Like, no question. I would imagine you're working with, let's say, Christopher Nolan or Ridley Scott, since they can push actors in delivering top-notch performances, or maybe, I don't know, off the top of my head, the Daniels for one.
I actually haven't seen everything everywhere all at once yet.
Would you imagine him seeing multiple versions of his character? I mean, that'd be surreal. Maybe more funsies, I don't know, maybe a cameo of Sandman, or him playing I don't know, like a rock star, or one's like a drunken hippie, or someone doing like an odd absence type of thing, you know.
You need to write that bill.
Memorize.
Thank you.
Hi,
Hey,
my name is Alondra. Honored to be here for Comic Con.
lovely to meet you.
Yes.
They've mentioned previously episodes 6 and 7. My favorite is episode 7, the Hobgoblin episode. And I was going to ask if you are a Shakespeare fan, because I noticed you get a little excited when you see that when your character sees that William Shakespeare genuinely loves his craft, even though he's not very good at it yet.
Yeah.
And if you think we're going to get more Hobgoblin in season 2, precisely because the organic way the relationship progresses well.
Yeah, in season 2, I was always secrecy, but I was surprised that we didn't see him. But I am a massive Shakespeare fan, and one of my favorite stories, which I'm looking forward to recreating, is when they perform A Midsummer Night's Dream. Which I'm very much looking forward to.
And that was the first issue of a comic that won a World Fantasy Award for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Well, actually, I don't remember her name, Gwendolyn, she actually has been in Midsummer Night's Dream. She did a gender-bent version of...
I know, I saw that. It was incredible production.
You should do fuck.
I should.
You could really pull it off the air of mystery, and then at the same time, having fun at all the silly stuff these movies get up to.
Thank you very much. That's it.
One of my favorite ways the show updated the story was the Hobgoblin story, since originally it was in 1991, and now they did it in the present, but they did it so beautifully and it felt so organic. So
I mean, it was important to Neil that it wasn't a period piece, that it was set in contemporary times.
I think it was amazing. So go ahead.
Hi.
Hey,
I'm a little bit nervous.
me too.
We all are.
I'm gonna ask you sort of a personal question. Maybe it's just my line of work. I work with people, and every time I watch the show, I watched it a bunch of times. I always like your character, but it's basically because I want to know what part of your show you integrated on the Sandman character.
Ooh, that's a great question.
Thank you.
Well, I guess, again, because I came at it as a fan, I felt an awesome sense of responsibility for all of my fellow fans of Sandman. because I think that all of us have made a film of it in our heads, in our dreams, and that responsibility for other people's dreams was, in some small way, not dissimilar to Morpheus's responsibility for everyone's dreams.
So you like dreams?
I love dreams, yes.
See, that's part of yourself that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You mentioned that the casting process was long, right?
Yeah.
How did you feel when you got that call that you were it? How did you react?
It was amazing. It was COVID, and so I was on my own, like isolated. So there was no one to kind of quite celebrate with. I definitely sort of did the equivalent of scream from somewhere. Hey.
Hi. I'm nervous.
Don't worry.
Hi, my question is, why do you have two socks of different colors?
I mean, because I'm just terrible at packing things. It's a great question. Hi.
Hi, I'm sorry. My question is, in episode 4, Hope in Hell, one of my favorites, how do you feel in that act when you entered hell and had a debate with Lucifer?
How did I feel?
Yeah.
Firstly, the set that they built.
Yeah.
Because with these kind of shows, a lot of the time it's all computer graphics and the kind of the tangible real sets aren't made. But with Sandman, they built everything. And I just remember for the first time walking into her lair and just this huge bowl of fire in the middle of the room that burned your skin.
It was actual fire.
It was actual fire. These extraordinary murals that were painted on the walls. And also, I don't know if you remember. There's a bit where I walked through this corridor of the human bodies, kind of move against the wall, and they were all real people painted the colour of stone and writhing against the wall. So basically what I'm saying is that there wasn't a lot of acting required because it was all real in front of you, and that was amazing.
Nice, thank you.
Hi, I'm David. I wanted to ask, you said that you're a fan of the comics. If you were to have Green's power right now, what would you do?
That's a toughie.
To be honest, I would just go, I would return to the dreaming. I just think it's the most, for me, the dreaming is Middle-earth, Narnia, Hogwarts, all of it, mixed together. I just want to hang out there as much as possible.
That's a great answer. Thank you.
I think it's amazing that the show they represent the dreaming as in the comic. It's just beautiful and amazing.
Yeah, and again, one of the things that I think will be exciting about season 2, I imagine, is that we'll get to spend a lot more time there.
You mentioned Hogwarts. What house do you think Green will be put on?
Dream and you.
Yeah. Which Hogwarts house do you think they will put Green on? Like a Gryffindor or Slytherin? Yeah.
What do you think? Slytherin?
What do you guys think?
What house do you think Dream would be in? Hufflepuff?
I'll say Hufflepuff.
How about Tom? What house would you put Tom in?
Hi, it's my first time.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask if y'all have any ideas of including death in the second season a little bit more.
Including that in the second season?
Yeah.
She will definitely be there.
What are your plans with death in the second season? Are you including
I mean, I'm not allowed to talk about what's happening in the second season, but I mean, all I will say is that we're true to the comics, and as they progress, so do we.
So we'll see more of the rest of the film too, right?
We definitely will.
Well, that's a good answer. Good vague answer. Appreciate it. Hi. Was really hi. My question is, sorry, it's kind of trivial. Like, what was the best or worst scene you filmed, or like acted in, I guess?
I think. Well, I mean, being naked in a glass sphere for that. And that was literally the first month of shooting, and it was just so horrendously embarrassing. you meet these kind of 200 people who you're going to be working with for the next year, and you just take off all you're just butt naked in the middle of the room. You know, this is me, guys. And then the other thing that was most frightening actually was speaking for the first time, because for that first month I didn't say anything. Suddenly being like, my entire monologue being like, what the fuck does Dream's voice sound like? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Oh shit, I have to do it now. Here we go. And then it came out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, this is a bit nervous because I'm not only talking to Mr. Tom, but also my past English professor. You were the one that first got me into
I know. It's my fault, I'm sorry.
But I just wanted to ask about what made you first inspired to pursue acting?
Honestly, I mean, there's the serious answer and there's the silly answer. The silly answer is that my best friend from school came to school one day and basically said he was an actor now. And I was like, what? You're an actor? Well, then I'm an actor. Honestly, that was one of the things that inspired me to become an actor. But the serious answer would be the first play I did. Theatre is incredibly important to me, and I didn't do it a lot at school. And actually, you mentioned Andrew Garfield. Andrew, who was a friend of mine, was asked to do this play, which he couldn't do because he was doing another job, and he very kindly suggested that they meet me for it, because he thought it was about a boy who murders all of his friends at school, and Andrew was like, I know the guy. I got the guy. And I met people, they agreed to meet me, and fortunately they agreed to work with me, and I had a profoundly formative experience doing that play, and I think that's really what inspired me to become an actor.
Thank you very much.
Working stage, do you think that prepare you more to take this like more of big roles now in your career?
I think so, although I consider my stage roles to be as big. I mean, that's the most. I mean, I love theatre so much. But yeah, I mean, I didn't go to drama school, so I never really trained in theatre. So it was also kind of my education. The rehearsal process in the theatre is sort of how you learn how to become an actor.
Also, Dream is almost Shakespearean. The way he speaks, the way he is as a character.
Absolutely. And I mean, as Neil, in the story, he is the one who inspires Shakespeare. So
yes.
Good evening. It's my first time in Comic Con here, and so it's my first time in being an actor. I've never met an actor before.
Oh, the love is me.
Thanks. And great performance, by the way, on Sandman.
Thank you.
My question is, what was like working on a comic superhero series in Sandman? How is that you evolved in that character? How you getting into that character? What was your inspiration about it?
I mean, the thing that I'd never experienced before was just the scale of it. I mean, it was astonishing to go to work and there'd just be, you'd be in rooms as big as this, which were built to look like a castle, and there'd be, 300 people, working on crew. And I'd never experienced anything like that, and that was kind of awe-inspiring. And then as far as getting into the character, I mean, that was all about the comics. It was, like as I said, it was just about reading them over and over again, and until he sort of fell inside of me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hey.
Really nervous. Sorry.
Don't worry.
You talked about Sandman being one of your favorite comics. I was wondering if you had any other comics or series books or anything of the like that you would like to be a part of as well.
Oh, they'd like to be a part of it?
Yes. Or something you have.
I love the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, so as I said before, so that.
Is there a particular character you would like to play in the league?
No.
Yeah, they're great. They would make a really good Dwarf.
Or maybe the Invisible Man.
Ooh! Is anybody think that? I put it on the internet?
Also, I was wondering if there's any other show or series or any other that you would have liked to be a part of, but you never really got the chance to be a part of. If you could have had the chance before, and if they asked you to be, would you be in it?
Oh, right, wow. Yeah, I mean, there are thousands. I mean,
Well, one that calls out to you the most.
I mean, I think I think of things that were made before I was born. Like, I love 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I'd love to have been in that.
Okay, thank you very much.
You did really good.
Amazing job. Hi, my name is Andy. I've been at a Comic Con, but this is the first time I'm going to ask a question, so thank you for being my first one.
Of course.
All right. I love the whole universe or creation of the Sandman. You know, the whole environment, the world, the hell world, our world, all those things. Very beautiful, very well made. My question is, I know, I hope so. There's a season 2, right? Okay. Will there be a sort of a movie or something that would, like, you know, put the whole thing, or, you know, something that would connect the whole world or universe, like in one movie type of thing, or it's just gonna be series? You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand. Again, like, I'm not allowed to say much.
No.
But they do. But what is interesting about Sandman is I think there are lots of, because of the way the story is told within the comic, it offers an opportunity for it to be articulated in an unusual way on screen. So it certainly isn't going to be a traditional, however many episodes.
Exactly.
Like, I think they're going to do, there's a unique way they're going to show the rest of it.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the answer. I just wanted to say that the whole thing, the whole series and everything, and how you present and how you act on it, very beautiful. Thank you.
So Tom, you can confirm there's going to be a season 2?
I can't confirm there's a season 2. Yeah. I can confirm. We start shooting.
You're still like, season 2, you heard it here first.
That is.
Hi, my name is Diego. So my question is, what advice do you have for someone who wants to be an actor?
I think it's going to sound stupid, but I think it's really important, and that is to act as much as possible. Because it's a strange job in which, unlike anything else, any other art form, you often have to wait for someone to ask you to do it. Whereas a guitar, you can pick up a guitar, you can write a poem, like, you have to wait for someone to ask you to act. And I think that's the biggest mistake that people make. The beauty of iPhones is that you and your friends can make a film tomorrow. Like, you can put on a play in your garden. Like, and I think the only way to become an actor is, like anything else, to do it over and over again and make terrible mistakes. Because that's how you can eventually figure out how to make something beautiful.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Veronica. This is my first Comic Con too, and one of the reasons that I came is because of you. So, awesome performance, congratulations on that. I wanted to ask, have you been able to visit locations in Puerto Rico, and how has that experience been so far?
I mean, I arrived very late last night, so I'm hoping after this I can go check it out.
Okay, so you have to go to Old San Juan, you have to go to the UK, you have to see a lot of things.
What are your recommendations? Where do you think I should go?
If you like hiking, Jason Momoa was, I think it was 3 years ago, he was on the Yunque, and he recommends it a lot. So we have a lot of rainforest and a lot of waterfalls. So if you're looking for natural beauty, you could go there. If you're looking for Spaniard heritage, you can go to Old San Juan, and you can go to beaches. We have a lot of things, so there's everything for everyone. Okay.
Hi Tom, I'm Vanessa from Cultura Secuencial. I'm a huge fan and I have a huge crush. So I have 2 questions. I want to know what's your favorite movie, and can you do the Sandman dream voice?
I have so many favorite films, but I think my favorite film is actually a cartoon called Watership Down.
Oh, wow. That's really impressive.
That's my favorite.
It's amazing, but if you have young kids, be careful.
The thing about the voice is actually, I'm not sure I can do it, because it's something that only comes when I'm on set in the costume. It's not pretend. It just comes out of me in that moment.
It's okay. We can wait for season 2.
Hi, I was gonna ask about the voice, but never mind. Maybe in my dreams. First of all, my name's Devon. And I just want to say, I wish I could have discovered you earlier and not in Sandman. Like, I wish. But I do love Sandman. Oh my god, so good. My question is, what do you think is like the most pressuring about, playing Sandman, filling those shoes, and, the universe of your game?
What was most
pressuring?
Pressuring?
Yeah.
I mean, I think first and foremost the fandom. Like, I mean, it's something that people deeply, quite rightly, care about, and so just honouring those people. And then, when you're trying to create a character, you do obviously try and find things that are inside you that are connected to it. And it's pretty difficult to go, which part of me is like the god of dreams? And so that was a little bit of pressure.
Alright, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you too.
Christoph, sorry, I got really nervous. My name is Joy. I'm just really curious about you as an actor, like what type of influence, what type of thing inspires you to be an actor, to keep acting, and what type of influence/impact are you looking forward to bringing as an actor?
I mean, I think as far as inspiration goes, it's everything, in the sense that, like, whether it's a piece of literature or a piece of music, or a conversation with someone that you love, like, acting is just an opportunity. It's the only art form in which I can articulate my impressions of the world. And so I'm influenced and inspired by all kinds of different things, and certainly, probably most profoundly, other actors. You can only really be good at acting if you are working with people who are brilliant, because it's so easy to tell the truth when someone speaks to you honestly.
Okay, thank you. I hope you have a good time here in Puerto Rico.
Thank you very much, me too. Thank you very much. Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for coming. My question is regarding Sandman's, Neil Gaiman's Sandman. Has strong foundation and the character is already written so well. Were you able to find a common ground with you as an actor with such a character in order to play? Were you able to mold yourself into it or some part of it?
Yeah, I think I was. I mean, I think because the imagery is so specific, and you know, the first step of it was just realizing these images. I mean, sometimes I would have the comic on set the entire time and try and even just the physicality replicate the frames, the way he stands, the way he holds something, the way he's sitting. And that's an extraordinary foundation. There's not many parts you get to play where there's a Bible that you can refer to and can answer any question that you might have.
Thank you.
Hi. Reading Sandman is a very personal and it's quite different for everybody.
Absolutely.
Sandman literally changed the way I saw and feel about death. And it came in a moment in my life that was very pivotal. So how? Understanding that you as Morpheus have the opportunity to redeem yourself each and every night with every single person, while death just has one chance. How did that change your perception of it?
Of death?
Yes.
I mean, it certainly did. I think what's beautiful about Neil's interpretation is that when death is personified classically, it's always this kind of mordant, somber,
scary,
frightening creature, and actually, it's just clearly just as profound a moment as birth, and just as beautiful. And the fact that Neil's personification of it is so kind and generous and loving, I think has definitely changed the way I think about the end of things.
Thank you. As a fan, how was your first meeting with Neil?
Well, it was, again, because it was COVID during the casting process, my first meeting was Zoom, which I'm so profoundly bad at anyway. It was absolutely terrifying and mortifying. Just kind of trying to somehow seem like the character when you're like on a FaceTime call. Like, how the fuck does Dream FaceTime? It's horrendous. But the first time I met him for real was magical.
So, you mentioned working with Gwendolyn Christie and, for example, also working at Coleman and this amazing cast in Sandman. Do you have any like fun stories or memories working with those great castmates for this one?
I mean, Gwendolyn is one of the funniest people I've ever met. She's a constant joy. Do I have any funny stories? I didn't have any that I could probably say in public.
Okay.
But they were pretty funny.
That's for the after show. Okay, so we have all like a couple of minutes left. Any future projects that you're looking like happy to be working in instead of Sandman?
I mean, I'm just finishing shooting a movie right now, which is called Clico, weirdly about the start of, the champagne verve Clicquot.
Okay.
It's about the formation of that company in the 19th century in France. But I'm doing Sandman now from pretty much when I fly back from Puerto Rico until like the end of next year or the middle of next year. So I'm on this trend for a while.
To what? For Tom saying that you say hi?
Yeah, please tell Neil that there's a college professor in Puerto Rico who teaches season of mist every year because there was another college professor who who gave it to him when I was an undergrad. So thank him for me, because he has made so many of my students love literature, fall in love with literature, fall in love with Shakespeare, and we discuss Paradise Lost and all these things that they would never ever read on their own.
Absolutely.
But thanks to the magic of Neil and how he has weaved all these stories into this amazing metafiction. They've all discovered all these magical things. So, and
that is one of the most exciting things about it as well, is how it does, me included, it does spawn other kinds of reading, whether it's Shakespeare, Greek mythology, Milton, Norse mythology. It's so exciting to kind of to try and learn about all the different facets of it.
And thank you for bringing this character to life. That means so much to so many of us. And bringing it to life so perfectly. The first time I saw you in the first trailer, I was surprised because you were the dream I had in my head.
Exactly how, yeah.
Yeah, and it was frightening. Even the voice.
Thank you very much.
So, guys, thanks to Tom. Let's say. Y gracias a todos los estudiantes que están por ahí. Espérenme por ahí para tomar una foto.